Hello, everyone. Hello, this is Savvy Mom Elkie of Savvy Moms Unite, where I teach moms how to live a real, practical, simple life. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Savvy Mom Elkie. I have a Facebook page and a Facebook group called Savvy Moms Unite. And that's where I leave little tips and information that I feel have really helped me in creating the life that I feel is, realistic to me, practical, makes sense, and it's simple. I don't like complications. I don't like things to be complex. I like to simplify as much as I can. So I named my scope today, being honest about your debt. So keeping it real. One of the things that I did years ago, before becoming savvy with my money, was that I avoided debt. I avoided knowing how much I owed. I never knew how much I owed in debt. I would never sit down and budget. I had no concept of how much money I owed anyone. I was notorious for, ignoring things that I owed, even though I'd make sure I paid my car note, insurance, and that sort of things that I knew that if I didn't pay, they get shut off and taken away. But in terms of other debts, credit cards, maybe I owed, a store card or something, I didn't really pay attention to it until it got to a point where I was so stressed out and so completely upset with myself that I was like, you know what, I got to keep it real. I owe money to people and I need to pay them back. And when I had to sit down with my financial advisor, my financial coach, and actually list my debt, I was shocked at the number. I was like, oh my gosh, I owe this amount of money in debt. Ooh, that's really upsetting. I should have, had a better handle on things. And part of the reasons why I avoided knowing is because I was ashamed. I didn't keep it real with myself. I thought, well, as long as I'm paying my rent contribution and I'm paying my car note and insurance, I'm good. That other stuff can wait, like credit card, whatever, that can wait. Anything else, medical bills, that can wait. I may not pay that. I was definitely not considering how detrimental it was until I had to list my debts and saw how they were impacting my credit score. And credit scores are extremely important. If your credit score is not at a point where, it's above average, it's in good standing. If you don't have almost a 700 plus these days, nobody's checking for you. You can't get loans. You might have problems purchasing homes and renting places. I mean, yeah, people might give you a loan, but you have to pay a high interest just to get that loan. And paying a high interest on a loan isn't always the best, it's not a good thing. I wouldn't say isn't always. It's hard enough that you have to borrow money and then you have to pay interest on that. If the interest rate is so high, you end up paying more. So if you have a $5,000 loan and you're paying 23% in interest, by the time you pay it off, you could be paying almost $8,000 to $10,000, depending on how long you take that loan for. So would it be better that, you had a lower interest rate and your score was higher? So that's all about keeping it real with your debt. If you don't face it, sit down and actually track how much you have in debt. Sit down and really write it down and say, okay, what is it that I owe? And I'm talking everybody. Medical, credit card, personal loans, student loans, whatever, car loans, whatever you owe that you're financing or whatever, write it down and actually track how much you owe versus how much how much you have in interest on that loan. And then you decide whether it makes sense for you to address the bigger amounts versus the lower amounts. I always say start with the lower, because as you're paying off the lower amounts, you will then see progression, and then you see accomplishment and encourage you to continue. That's how I've done it. You're talking to someone who's gone through bankruptcy, credit counseling. Like, I've done credit counseling twice. I've, attempted to go through a bankruptcy process before. And, I was very blessed and lucky that I didn't have to deal with a full bankruptcy process. But I've done it all, and I've hit rock bottom twice. Even though I went through credit counseling before, I hit it again and was really not proud of myself. But I had to get over that in order to understand that there was a way to handle my debt. But a lot of it is mindset. I wasn't allowing myself to see really what was going on. I was hiding. I was pretending I was okay. Everybody else around me thought I was okay. But when I really sat down and started dealing with my debt, I found out that I wasn't okay. And I've seen, I was in the low 500s for credit scores at one point. So I've been able to bring it up. It's been amazing to, it's been amazing to watch myself get myself into a better financial path. I'm so much smarter with my money. I'm so much more concerned. I make sure I check in regularly on my bank accounts and my loans and my credit cards. I went from having about, I want to say 5 credit cards to 1. And I did that in a year. I was able to pay those other 4 off in a year. And I'm only working with 1. And I only keep that 1 as a way to continue to have an open account to help, build my score. But yeah, it's been an amazing process. But you got to keep it real with yourself. You got to follow through with your debt. Like, don't hide from it. If you keep hiding from your debt, it'll catch up with you. And it will cause you more harm in the end than good. And you gotta be real with yourself. Just stop hiding. I'm telling you, pull out that pen and paper right now. Like, as soon as I end this Periscope, pull out your pen and paper, write down what you owe. Be real with how much it is, like down to the dollar amount. So when you have to refer back to it, you know the exact amount you owe. And the rates you're paying, you'll be shocked at the amount. Yep, don't be scared. You'll be shocked at the percentage that you're paying in interest. Like, once you start to see that, you'll be like, oh my God, like, I could have paid this off faster and saved on the interest. Like, you need to do this work. It's important. It's scary. It's hard. It's not easy. But I'm telling you, the payoff will be so much better. You will definitely see that you could come a long way. Anyone can get themselves out of debt as long as they make sure they follow the process. So keep following me on Periscope, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Again, my name is SavvyMomElkie of Savvy Moms Unite, where I teach moms how to live a real, simple, practical life. I don't believe things need to always be complicated, especially your money. It really doesn't. You can make it simple. You can make it work for you. So my Instagram, Twitter handles are SavvyMomElkie. Oh, thank you, Sterling Speaks. Thank you. I should continue to post more Tuesday money budget tips. So stay tuned, and I'm gonna start using Facebook Live because apparently that's where I could get some people on too. So I'll use Facebook Live as well. Thank you, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.